going to show you how to draw a 3D cube using perspective, a horizon line that's centered, a central horizontal line, and two focus points to help create the illusion of perspective on the cube. Now, to do this, we're going to need some paper and equipment. So, let's start with some nice clean cut A4 paper. Now I've got quite a few sheets here, but realistically we're only going to need two, without making any mistakes, that is. So we've got one sheet and two sheets. Three. And four. So we're only going to need two of these. So let's take the first top two sheets. And I'll put these off to the side here. Perfect. Now, let's square these ones off. Okay. Now let's move these off to the side as well. Okay. They can just sit there. Okay, now we're also going to need some equipment. Now I've got a lot of pens and pencils and protractors and rulers, felt pens in my pencil case here. So we're going to use what's inside to create our cube today. Now let's start with the most important piece here, which is a ruler. Now this is a really nice ruler. It's quite heavy and it's metal, which gives a very clean, straight edge. And on the bottom of it has these little rubber grips built into, so that when you're resting on the page, it stops from any slips. So that's the first piece of equipment that we have. One. We're also going to need a pen. Now, as you can see here, I'm using a Stabilo pen, .88. fine 0.4. Now this is a very nice pen. It gives a very clean line. Very nice. Let's have a look at it here. So as you can see, that nib is very, very pointed, which helps really give a nice, accurate line when you're drawing. Okay, let's put this back on here. Okay, so that's number 2. Now we're also going to need pencil. Oh, that one's a bit too small. Let's find a larger one than that. There we go, that's perfect. So this is a Staedtler 2H pencil. Let's have a look here. Staedtler 2H. Now this one's a little bit blunted, but it should be fine for doing our little lines here. So we'll stick with this. 2 pieces of equipment. Now, this is very important when you're doing any kind of work with a pencil, a rubber. Now this one's quite new, so its edges are still very sharp, which is helpful if you're doing very accurate rubbing out. Now, something I like to do, if the ends are getting a little bit rounded like this, or a little bit dirty, if you just take a knife and just gently slice off that end, then you're left with a perfect straight like this, which allows you to do more accurate rubbing once again. So, that's our final bit of equipment. Let me just place that down, nice and gently. There. Now that's what I'm going to need from here today. So let's put this once again off to the side. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 pieces of equipment. So let's put these over here for now. Thank you. Okay, so let's get started. Now this is only my technique of doing this. There's probably many of them out there, but this is just how I've done it. So, let's take one piece of paper for now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use this bit of paper to create very accurate guides for our horizon line and our horizontal line. Now how we're going to do that is we're going to fold the paper, which will create these lines for us. So, if we take one corner of this page, and what we're going to do is we're going to fold this over like so, and we're going to line up these corners, one here and one here, just like that. That's it. Now, let's crease this side here. And let's just finish this off. 1 and 2. Now we want this line to be nice and sharp. I just like to use the back of my nail, just run that along there, like so. That really finishes off that fold and makes that line very clean. So if we now open we're going to do that same thing, but this time we're going to fold it this way so that we can get a horizon line. So let's turn this and do that same process. Let's line these corners up here. That's it. Try and be as accurate as possible. That will make your horizon line perfectly straight. There we go. So this corner and this corner are perfectly lined up. So let's start from the middle here. Give that a nice indent. And then we'll just finish it up. Nice and gentle. Up. And then rotate. Down. Let's really clean that edge. 1 and 2. So now, as we can see if we open it, our page has been divided into 4 sections. And we have very accurate central horizontal line and a central vertical line. These are going to act as our guides for drawing our cube. Okay, so let's bring back our main sheet of paper and use this to put the points on. So, what we're going to do is we're going to put this over the top and line these edges up as accurately as we can. So let's just bring this one over here, like so. 1 and 2, that's about right there. So let's take our pencil here, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this horizontal line, and we're just going to put a little mark on our paper, just like so. Now, if we move this up, line up those sides once again. There we go, like so. And we're just going to put a second mark down the bottom here, just like that. Okay. Now, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do the sides of our paper. So let's put this, line this up here as well as we can. That seems about right. Grab our pencil once again and use this horizontal line to just draw a little mark in there, just slightly, just so you can see it. Okay, let's move this over just slightly, line that page up once again. Okay, let's make our second horizontal mark just there. Okay, so now the job of this paper is done. So let's put that aside now. Okay, so now let's pull out our nice straight ruler and let's connect these marks that we've made up using our pencil and ruler. Okay, so let's put this straight like that, connecting this mark with the mark at the bottom here, which is just there. So that should be about right. Now very gently we're going to draw a line from the top of the page, just gently down. Perfect. Now let's repeat that same procedure, but this time with the marks on this side and this side. So let's line this ruler up, just like so, on there, and there. Perfect. Now, let's just draw that same design, but this time with no creases in the page, which will get in the way of our drawing. So, now we need to make 2 points on our lines here. Now, there's a number of ways you can do this, but I'm going to do a way that's not really that accurate, but gets the job done. So I'm just going to roughly measure, I'd say about a centimetre away from the right-hand side of my page here. And I'm just going to make a little cross, just here. There we go. So now I have this little cross on the right-hand side of my page here. Now I'm going to repeat that on the left-hand side. Again, about a centimetre. Trying to keep this space in here about as even as we can. And let's just make a second little mark, little cross. Just there. Perfect. There we go. So now, what's going to happen is we're going to use these as our focus points for perspective on our cube. So, just to make these a little more prominent, I'm just going to put a little circle here, and we'll call this point A. And then I'll circle this one just here, and we'll call that point B. Okay. Now, let's start with drawing our cube. Now the first line we're going to do for the cube is going to be on this central horizontal line. Now you can draw it either perfectly center here, or you can draw it above the line here, or below this horizon line here. But the most effective ones are the ones that are above and the ones that are below, because this way you see more faces of the cube and the 3D effect becomes more prominent. If you draw it on the line, you only end up seeing 2 faces and it doesn't look as good. So I'm going to draw mine below the line today. So I'm going to take my ruler here, and the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to make the cube, each line of the cube being the width of my ruler. That way I haven't got to do too much measuring and I don't have to waste too much time. So I'm just going to place this down, and I'm going to say that the front of the cube can be about here. So I'm going to make a mark just here and just here. And then once again, I'm going to put my ruler down on that line. Now this line's going to be a little bit heavier because this is actually going to be one of the main lines of the cube itself. Let me just line that up on the horizon line there. Okay, I'm going to push down just a little bit harder this time, just to really get a thick line there. That's it. Okay. Now, what this line's going to end up being is it's going to be a corner of the cube that's facing us. So the rest of the cube is going to disappear off into the focus points and the horizon up here. So, this is a very simple technique. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a line from here. That's the top point of the line. And we're going to draw a line connecting here, way off, over to focus point B, here. So let's take our ruler, place it down here nice and gently, and we're going to measure off from this point all the way down to focus point B. Now this is a guideline, so it's going to be nice and light. Just like so. Okay, now let's copy that same technique, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to draw it from the bottom of this line here up to focus point B once again. So let's really line this up, just from the bottom there all the way copy this exact technique of this onto the left-hand side of our page here. So we're going to do from the top of our line here and over to focus point A on the left-hand side there. Okay, let's line that up as well as we can and have a go there. Okay, and we're going to copy that at the bottom as well. Measure that just there, like so, and draw a line up. Perfect. Now, as I said before, I'm going to make all the dimensions of the cube the width of my ruler, so I don't have to do too much measuring. Now, it may mean that the cube doesn't come out exactly cuboid. It might be a little bit squat, or it might be a little bit long, but we'll see what happens. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to line my ruler up with our horizontal line, just like that. And what I'm going to do is in between our two focus lines that we've created on the right hand side, these two just here, I'm going to draw a line. Now again, this one can be a little bit thicker because it's actually going to be another edge of the cube. So if we just start from there and go right down to that bottom focus line, there we go, just like that, nice. Okay, and we're going to copy this technique onto the left hand side. Let's bring our ruler over there, line it up with our horizontal line, like so. It's hard for me to be accurate today because I've got a lot of equipment around me and I don't want to be getting in the shot too much. So let's draw that line there. Now remember, this one can be a bit thicker because it's actually going to be an edge of the cube there. Perfect. There we go, and as you can see, our little cube is starting to take shape. So these are the two faces of a cube here, and this corner of it, as you can see, is really facing the camera there. Okay. Now, we're going to do the same thing that we've done with the other edges of this cube, but there's a slight difference. Now the top of this line here, this time, rather than once again going over to B, we're going to draw a line from here over to point A on the left. Now this is going to help us create the top face of our cube. So let's once again line this up just here, going over to point A. Okay, let's say that's good enough, just there. Okay, so let's draw a line in here, nice and gently, because this is a guideline, remember. Okay, perfect. Now from the top of this line over to point B, once again we're going to draw another guideline just here. Okay, perfect. Okay, nice and gently, let's drag this line up here. Okay, so as you can see now, you can really see that top face of the cube. And as we can see, I've got a little squat cube today, but hey, the effect still works. Now something else we're going to do is we're going to make this a glass cube so that we can see through the faces and really see the whole shape. So from the bottom line, bottom of this side one, once again we're going to draw a line just going off to point A on the left here. That's it. Nice. Okay. Nice and gently. Okay. this one again over to point B here. Squeak from the ruler there. Okay, nice. Let's draw that line in. There we go. So it seems a little convoluted now because there's lines kind of everywhere, but you can roughly see the top face of our cube just here. The right face, yeah. The left face, yeah. And the bottom face, just there. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to relieve my pencil of its duty, and I'm going to start using the pen so that we can really bring this shape off the page, and so that you guys can really see its design properly. So, just take the lid off it, put that on the side there. Okay, so once again I'm just going to draw a line. I'm going to fill in all the kind of corners of this cube so that we can really get the full effect of this. Now I'm just going to do this freehand, so it might end up a little bit wobbly, but hey, we'll see what happens. Just going to turn the page slightly here. Okay, so let's fill this in here nice and sharply. Nice. That's number one there. Okay, let's do number two. There we go. Nice and gently. Oh, that one's a little bit wobbly, but hey. Now we're going to draw this line that's really pointing out to the camera here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now this bottom one here. It's a long one. Hopefully I should be able to fill this quite. Okay. There we go. Let's do this one up here. Right hand side of our cube. Okay. Let's try this one here. From the top. Going down to the bottom. Just there. Perfect. And you're going to put this one down into that corner. Oh, that one's got a little bit of a bend in it, but you still get the main effect. Now let's finish off this top face here. So let's draw a line from here to here. Okay, so just from that corner, come in and meet that horizontal line, sorry. Perfect, just like that. Okay, now from this horizontal line again, just off to the right hand corner, like so. Now there we go, as you can see, that is our cube. Now you can shade these faces. It's best to do the top one, the lightest, then either the left or right, a little bit darker, and then the last one, the darkest. That really gives the shape a real 3D look, which looks very, very good and very realistic. You can also add a shadow at the bottom of the page, as if a light source is coming in, and really bringing that shape off the page. But like I said, we're going to do a glass cube so that we can really see all the faces of it. Now because it's glass, these lines that are here and this one that comes up here would be a little bit distorted because of the refraction of that glass. So the way I draw them is I'm going to do them a little bit wobbly, maybe with a few gaps here and there, just to show that is where the lines would be in real life. So let's have a go here. Okay, nice and gently, a little bit wobbly, distorted. There we go, there's one. Just follow those guidelines. Nice and simple. A few dots, very lightly. Okay. And then this last one is that back corner that's going off into the horizon here. So, nice and gently. Again, a little bit distorted. There we go. So as you can see, it looks as if we're looking through this cube and seeing these lines in the background. So let's just gently add some glass kind of effect there. Just a little bit, just to really help sell this as a glass cube. Okay. Nice. So now kind of looks like the glass cube from Minecraft. Okay. Now we're going to take this ruler, we're going to rub out all of these excess lines so that we're just left with this perfect glass looking cube on our page here. Okay. So let's gently rub these lines out here. Nice. Okay. This one up here, right off to point B. Let's get rid of point B completely. It's done its work now. Okay. All of these lines here as well. Nice. Let's clean off this corner of this rubber a bit. Okay. Now, get rid of that. Horizontal line here. Okay. Always be careful when you're rubbing out. When you come to the edge of a page, try and just do it in the one direction. Because otherwise what happens, as you come back, you can crease the page. That's no good to anyone. Okay, clean that rubber off. Okay, let's get rid of these last few lines that are going off here. Over to the left hand side of the page. Okay. It's here as well. Get rid of those. Nice. And the last few lines here. Let's just get rid of those. Okay. Let's get rid of all of this rubber debris. Okay. So, oh, yeah, it's still got two lines here inside the cube there. Let's get rid of those as well. There we go. Nice. Okay. Put our rubber down. Clean off these corners. Put that down there, just there. Okay. Now, as you can see, we've been left with a very nice cube design here. Now you can do other things to this if you wish. You can draw in a horizon line yourself and make it look like it's sitting down rather than kind of floating in an infinite white space. I'll do it with a pen. Okay. There we go. Oh, barely came up, but you get the idea. I could draw in maybe some grass if I follow this, like this. Do it on this side as well. And just here. That's it. Nice. And you'd just be able to roughly make it out inside the cube as well, as it made its way from one side over to the other. Just like that. Just remember this is glass. Let's maybe add in just a little flower here. A leaf at the bottom there. Nice. Nice. relaxing for you. And maybe also taught you a little bit about using perspective in drawings, which is always good.